What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to CM Aviation. Hope you're on a fantastic day today. And today we have the November 2025 New Forest International Airport update for you all. Hope everybody is excited for this. We have some exciting movements here and overall just a bunch to take a look at, including Wild Rose main city. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. We got the ITA Airbus A330-200 making the service out to Rome today. This has been a really cool aircraft to feature, and I'm certainly very glad to get this in the loop. So overall looking really great and very happy to get the feature this year. So that's looking quite nice. Our next aircraft is the Iceland Air Boeing 737 MAX 8. This aircraft is making a non-stop service today out to Reykjavik, Keflavik. Very good looking aircraft and very excited to get the A321XLR hopefully in the next update, but we'll just see how the cookie crumbles, if you will, meaning that I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen yet, but I definitely really would like to get that in here, so patience would be important, right? We have the EasyJet Airbus A320neo. This particular frame is going to be making a service today over to London's Gatwick, and this came in earlier from Manchester. So nice UK routes here for EasyJet. They continue to do what they do best. We got the Norwegian Air Shuttle Boeing 737 MAX 8. This aircraft's off to Oslo today, and this came in earlier after a flight from Porto, and that is in Portugal. So yeah, great variety of routes, and Norwegian definitely continues to expand their footprint here at the airport. So been very appreciative of the work from them. We have the Transavia Airbus A321neo. This is of course going to Amsterdam's secondary airport. Excited to see them hopefully add some new services as well here in the future. They're definitely due up for some, so we'll be patient with that. I really enjoyed getting this cool view last time, so I'll do it again. But just a cool mix and match. Now, SAS, I know that's not normally supposed to happen, but we had a little discrepancy here on the gates. I'll explain why here in a moment. So long story short, KLM 737 arrived late, so that's why this is going on, because this SAS CRJ900 is actually about to push out. They're actually 3 hours behind schedule. This is where the 737-700 should be. But this aircraft's currently making a non-stop flight today, heading on over to Copenhagen. They're just very late, so unfortunately we'll have some misconnects, but mainly point-to-point, fortunately. So that's what's going on there with the CRJ900. That's why that is kind of out of the loop. The Air France has arrived as normal, but they were actually supposed to take the corner gate over here, but unfortunately it's closed due to maintenance. They weren't anticipating this delay, so that's kind of what happened. But anyway, the A220 is heading out to Paris, so it honestly was not supposed to be there, but it just kind of happened, if you know what I mean. So looking quite nice right there, and overall pretty strong for sure, so it's looking quite nice. And then on the top there, we have the SAS 737-700. That aircraft is also at the wrong gate because it's where KLM is supposed to go. KLM is late. So as a result of the SAS debacle here on the 900, the SAS had the park there. So that's where it will be tonight, and it's coming in from Stockholm. Fortunately, we do have several common use gates here, so that was viable, because otherwise I would have had to come over here to the Star Alliance side, which would have been fine, but just kind of how the cookie crumbled today.
Wildcat Diecast has some of the best model aircraft deals out there. From great prices to all the brands to free shipping, Wildcat Diecast has you covered. This model aircraft retailer is a game changer and saves you money with every order. Save even more money with discount code CM Aviation for 10% off. Be sure to check out Wildcat Diecast and bring those amazing deals to your model aircraft collection today.
Anyway, that said, we have the KLM E2 at the end. That is the only aircraft that really is in its normal place, and that is coming in today from Amsterdam. So looking quite nice, and definitely glad to get the feature right there, and glad that it's on a smoother pace right there, that's for sure. We have some absolutely stunning lighting here on the opposite side. We have quite a bit going on. So we got the Egypt Air Airbus A321neo heading out to Cairo today. Rockin' strong. This has been a fun service, so excited to see what happens next with the A321neo service to Cairo. We got the LOT 737 MAX 8. This aircraft's making the service today, heading on over to none other than Warsaw. So quite nice. All these are arriving in normally, not any major discrepancies. And then we got the Lufthansa A321neo. That aircraft is coming in from Frankfurt. So a little bit smoother sailing here on the opposite side. So looking quite nice with the smoothness there. That's looking a little bit more like it. Absolutely gorgeous frame here, the Wildrow Embraer ERJ190 E2. So I did find some of their hubs. I did not forget to look after the last update. So a couple examples are Oslo and Bergen. So we're going to use both of those here at the airport to start. We will see what their service expands into, but those are some of their big operations in Bergen, especially Oslo only served by British Airways and Norwegian, so that's a market, and Norwegian's only a couple times a week, so Wild Row would definitely have good service there, and then Bergen I think is a really clutch addition. So yeah, looking quite nice, and definitely happy to feature that here. But anyway, that's where it's blasting off to, down runway 34 here.
Tiny Tug Designs has some incredible model aircraft ground service equipment. From tugs, the GPUs, the low-cost ramps, Tiny Tugs has you covered. This ground service equipment is game-changing and takes your model airport to the next level. Use the discount code CMAviation for 10% off your order. Be sure to check out Tiny Tug Designs and take your airports truly to a new level of realism.
Our next aircraft is the Aer Lingus Airbus A321. This is the Neo, of course, heading up to Dublin today. This flight going very smoothly here. So, yeah, it's just a couple later flights here. So, looking quite nice. Taxiing out, we have the stunning British Airways Airbus A321 Neo. This frame is heading over to Helsinki and came in earlier today from Rome. So, certainly happy to get to feature that as well. And we have the Phenom 300 taxiing out for nonstop service today over to Manchester. So yeah, quite a few Manchester flights. That's a big theme here at the airport. You're going to really catch that if you haven't already. Get the C-17 Globemaster 3. This aircraft's actually just sitting idle. It's intending to go onto Istanbul at some point, but that's not going to be at this immediate moment. We have a helicopter, and this is once again doing some local flights around the area, just a sightseeing, looking quite nice. We have the Cessna 208. This is delivering mail to some local cities. Actually, we'll make it up to London Stansted at some point. And we have the King Air 350 right there, and that aircraft's going to get a rebalance here in a few moments. Both Gulfstreams are in the maintenance today, but the one inside actually will be coming out, and that will be going on to the great airport of Miami, Florida here pretty soon in the USA, so that'll be pretty cool. The other one will be moved here shortly. They are just getting some maintenance done, so yeah, just keeping it pretty idle for the moment. Finishing with one world for different today, we got the British Airways Boeing 787-10. This frame is making the service day out to London Heathrow, or I guess you could say ferried in from London Heathrow. He's going to be making the flight today out to JFK, which continues to go strong. There's been quite a few requests from our locals for a flight to Florida in the USA, and that obviously is reflected by that charter. That's been talked about. There's been even some U.S. airline talk about that, so that would be very interesting. There's even been a couple of peeps about Delta Airlines to Orlando International, so possibly we could pair that with Atlanta. That would be a pretty crazy rise, and obviously during this time of the year, I know that they've talked about it. Now, it could be a pretty abrupt announcement as well. I know that I've heard rumors, so stay tuned. That would be really exciting to see Delta Airlines in here, but obviously we just have our United Airlines service, which I forgot to get that aircraft. So we're gonna have to improvise a little bit. Sometimes you forget when you're setting up just one piece like that. So anyway, got the British Airways A319. This aircraft's coming in from, why not, I'm just thinking of any different places. What's a big city in Denmark? I can't think of Denmark's big city, but anyway, we'll say this aircraft's making it in from Gibraltar once again, and now it's going to be heading out to London Stansted. And we have the British Airways A320 One World coming in from London Heathrow, and now it's going to be making the flight today over to Amsterdam. It's nice to get some mix match there. And we got the Qatar Boeing 777-300ER to finish it off, and this aircraft is currently making a flight today, coming on in from Doha, still at 5 weekly. They've talked about that quite a bit, so stay tuned for that. And then over there, there's the United 727. It should be over here, but it's actually over there. And the aircraft, of course, is going out to Newark with additional information on that service coming soon. So stay tuned, but currently 3 weekly, which is pretty strong for this time of year considering the circumstances. So I really hope all of you enjoyed the airport update here today. Definitely expect some movement in the next update, hopefully some new models and another expansion on the ramp. This has been really fun, really happy with the progress of this airport, and really excited for what's next at this airport. We've been doing it for over a year now, and I think that it's been a really healthy airport here on the channel. So let me know what you all think. Thank you all so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love and love you do. I'm CM Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. The CM Aviation is signing off.